As part of an urgent humanitarian response to provide for the victims of the Maiduguri floods, Save the Children International has set up a multipurpose cash assistance MPCA to the affected households and also setting up health nutrition outreach, rehabilitation of sensitization facility, mental health and psychological support, among others.
Um, there's also the issue of cash assistance to affected families. Again, we're talking with the state authorities about how best those kinds of efforts can be coordinated. So, as Save the Children, we're trying not to respond independently. We want to work within the existing mechanisms. We recognise the very strong need for coordination. We don't want all agencies to be focusing on one or two camps. There are 26 camps, so we really need to make sure that children and their families are being supported and protected in all of those camps. That's a major challenge to coordinate those efforts. So we're very concerned about the levels of vulnerability of those children in particular. The second reason why we're calling this a crisis upon a crisis is that this flood has occurred in the middle of the lean season. So already Save the Children was dealing with very large numbers of malnourished children in Borno State. This is the height of the lean season, when families' access to good nutrition is at its lowest point in between the harvest seasons. And therefore, again, we're particularly concerned about the impact on malnourished and underweight children of now being displaced, of now being living in these very challenging conditions in the camps. So for me, it was a very much a worrying visit. It was pleasing in many ways to see the speed with which we have been able to scale up our response, the leadership being shown by the Borno State government, the coordination between the actors on the ground was all impressive to see. But the conditions for children are dire, and we are really wanting to draw attention to the impact of the crisis.
This is said to be part of effort to mobilize a rapid response to the needs of flood-affected communities in Maiduguri by initially using internal humanitarian funds. Save the Children has called on the federal government and the Borno state government to ensure that humanitarian actors are supported with enabling approaches.
Humanitarian assistance, I would say all of the efforts of the humanitarian actors are being coordinated by the Borno State Government, by NEMA, by SEMA, and Save the Children and all the other actors, including the UN, is working under their coordination. So I think, again, we're all contributing to efforts to establish the full scale and size of the impact. As I mentioned, the most recent estimates from the government side are that 1 million people have been affected, 400,000 displaced, 300,000 now living in these temporary IDP camps. So we take our figures, our statistics are really coming from the government themselves, as well as from UN OCHA, which is the coordinating mechanism and the body within the UN that coordinates humanitarian assistance.